When a cruel son viciously attacked his elderly and sick father, everyone was shocked. But the situation became even more unbelievable when an eagle suddenly appeared. Adam advanced towards his father in anger, prepared to act if necessary. He was visibly irritated and dissatisfied, but his father remained resolute. Their relationship had been distant in recent years, but Philip always believed he could count on his son, Adam. However, as Adam poised to strike, an eagle suddenly swooped down and intervened, shocking both father and son. Philip quickly realized he had underestimated the bond between them. As he watched, he remembered the first time he met the eagle, which had become a loving substitute for his son. Philip had led a challenging and tumultuous life. He had experienced the heart-wrenching loss of his beloved wife, leaving him to raise both his son, Adam, and his daughter single-handedly. Filled with compassion for his motherless children, Philip spoiled them to compensate for their unfortunate circumstances. However, little did he know that this unintentional pampering would sow the seeds of disaster in his son's path. Philip had great expectations for Adam, naming him after himself, hoping he would grow up to be intelligent and clever. Nevertheless, as time passed, it became increasingly evident that his son possessed little interest in academics. At an early age, Adam made the decision to drop out of school, disregarding education and preferring to indulge in his own desires. His actions became progressively more troubling and selfish, engaging in fights, theft, and behaviors that brought immense shame upon his family. These antics stood in stark contrast to Philip's compassionate and caring daughter, who exemplified kindness and consideration towards others. Eventually, Philip's daughter pursued higher education and ventured off to university, while his son relocated to a distant city, severing the familial ties that bound them together. This left Philip feeling incredibly alone, grappling with overwhelming loneliness. Sure, he wasn't close with his son, but part of him missed him. This longing only got worse as Philip started to fall ill, feeling weak and tired all the time. Philip found solace in taking long walks amidst the serene countryside. The fresh air also helped him feel better when he was at his most poorly. But it was during one of these steady walks in the countryside that Philip stumbled upon an injured eagle with damaged wings. It lay at the base of a tree, trying its best to fly but clearly in a lot of distress. Filled with concern and a natural inclination to help, Philip cautiously scooped up the mighty bird and carried it home. Luckily, the eagle didn't struggle, as if it knew the old man was there to help. Over the course of the next several hours, Philip gently and meticulously tended to the eagle's injuries, carefully cleaning and dressing them to prevent infection. Thankfully, it didn't seem like anything was broken or damaged beyond repair. But what was for certain was that the eagle would be flying nowhere for quite some time. So he made sure to provide ample sustenance, regularly feeding the magnificent bird with food and water he could find. Recognizing the eagle's incapability to fly, Philip transformed a cozy room in his house into a warm and nurturing sanctuary for the bird, complete with soft bedding and a tranquil environment where the bird could relax and recuperate. To combat the eagle's loneliness, Philip would sit in the eagle's room every single day and talk to the creature, telling it about his feelings or what was going on in the world. Of course, the bird didn't understand what was being said, but it sat and attentively looked at him as if it was taking in the information. Astonishingly, a deep and unexplainable bond formed between Philip and the eagle, bringing a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment to the old man's life, especially in his elderly years when he was feeling tired, ill, and weak. As weeks passed, the eagle's injuries began to heal remarkably, giving it the chance to return to its natural habitat. However, against all expectations, the bird chose to remain in the vicinity of Philip's house, astonishing everyone who witnessed this incredible phenomenon. It would circle overhead all day long and visit Philip religiously, seeking food and companionship. It was as if it was unable to resist the profound connection they had formed. Their extraordinary bond went beyond the limits of what many thought was possible. However, one day, the captivating story of Philip and the eagle took an unexpected and terrifying twist. As the old man sat on his front porch, taking in the fresh air, greeting passing villagers, and engrossed in his book, he glanced up to witness a figure he thought he would never see again, his strange son Adam. Adam proclaimed that he had returned home to announce his engagement to a woman from a wealthy family in another city. Although they had grown distant over the years, Philip's heart brimmed with joy upon hearing the news. Eager to learn more about his son's life, he eagerly inquired about the details. Yet, Adam's responses seemed suspicious and vague. He explained that he needed money to prove his worth to the prestigious family he sought to join. Reluctant to support a son who had failed to make wise decisions in life, Philip struggled internally. However, in the end, he realized that family mattered above all else. So, he rose and entered the house, retrieving a small sum of money he had carefully saved. Displaying indifference towards this modest offering, Adam scorned the amount, telling his father that it wasn't nearly enough to impress the family of his fiancée. Disheartened, Philip slowly returned the money to his pocket. Suddenly, a harsh and sad realization washed over Philip. His son was only interested in exploiting him. Summoning his courage, he ordered Adam to leave, unwilling to be manipulated by his ungrateful son anymore. Angry and desperate, Adam menacingly approached his vulnerable father, poised to forcefully take whatever he desired. In this terrifying moment, a piercing shriek suddenly filled the air. Out of nowhere, the eagle swooped down, its beak and claws fiercely attacking Adam, diverting his attention from his aging father, who fell back into his chair. The villagers stood, mouth agape, witnessing this astonishing scene unfold before their eyes. Adam thrashed his arms, screaming at his father in outrage. Yet Philip remained silent. Although it pained him to admit it, Adam needed to learn a life-altering lesson, one that would transform his reckless and selfish demeanor. If this was that lesson, then so be it. With one last furious look at his father, Adam turned and fled, never to be seen again. The following day, Philip's daughter arrived at the house, determined to ensure her father no longer experienced the affliction of loneliness during his twilight years. She had heard the story of what had happened with Adam, and that was enough to make her worried. Insisting that her father come and live with her, she expressed her concern and love for him. Philip was hesitant, but he ultimately agreed under one condition: the eagle had to accompany him. In Philip's eyes, the bird had become his guardian angel, a protector, and a symbol of the extraordinary bond that they had formed. They had protected each other in their times of need. Wanting to ensure her father's happiness and reassurance, Philip's daughter agreed to the eagle's presence. From then on, Philip, his daughter, and the eagle lived together, finding comfort and companionship in their unique family. The eagle became a constant presence in Philip's life, offering him comfort and watching over him in his final years. Through the lessons from his son's betrayal and the eagle's loyalty, Philip learned about the true meaning of family and the importance of love and compassion. In his later years, Philip found peace in knowing he was never truly alone, thanks to the love and protection of his daughter and his loyal eagle. What's your take on this story? Have you ever heard of such a close bond between a man and an eagle? How would you have felt seeing the eagle come to Philip's defiance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you.